And then to top everything off, to put the cherry on top of the cake, my pinky nail on my finger came off. Like, it literally started to peel or lift off of my finger. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in, and thank you so much for watching this video. I know that this is a bit of a different video for my channel, but I realized that I never really introduced myself. So here I am. My name is Keish. This channel is pretty much centered around natural hair care, a little bit of fitness, and I really want to open it up to more lifestyle. So I guess this is a good start for me opening up to like a lifestyle. So from the title of the video, it's pretty much my journey or experience being plant-based or eating a plant-based diet for 12 months. So I don't want to prolong the intro, so let's get right into the video. So I do have my notes here because this is my second time actually recording this video. The first time I really didn't have a plan, and I felt like it was all over the place and I was just kind of forgetting certain things. So I do have my phone in hand so that I can refer back to it just in case I forget something. So pretty much the beginning of my plant-based journey, I was just a little bit before that. So I was experimenting with eating a keto diet. So that's pretty much high fat, moderate protein, low carb. And I felt really good on that diet. But towards the end of it, I kind of felt like I was eating too much meat. And I don't know if you've ever felt that way, but I just felt like I was eating so much meat. And I'm like, I just wanted to detox from that. And I never intended to be plant-based forever. I just wanted to kind of cleanse and detox my body from eating so much meat on the keto diet. So that's what I did. It was just going to be like a 1 week or 2 week challenge where I took meat completely out of my diet and I only ate vegetables and fruit and, and beans or rice and things like that, just to kind of clear my system. So the first week of cutting out, and it was literally overnight, the first week of cutting out meats from my diet, I felt pretty good. My digestion felt really good. I was eating a lot of salads and a lot of smoothies and fruits, and I would have maybe like some potatoes and kale or something like that. I really wasn't that knowledgeable of what to eat, but I just knew I wanted to stop eating meat. So, but I still incorporated eggs into my diet. So the first 2 weeks, I took out everything that was from an animal except eggs. So I wasn't eating dairy either. So the first 2 weeks, like I said, I felt really good. Moving on past that, I'm like, you know what? I feel pretty good. I don't feel like I have to necessarily eat meat. Like, raw meat grosses me out anyway. Let me just keep this thing going. Like, if I can make it for 2 weeks, and let's push it for a month. So after I took the eggs out of my diet, and I kid you not, literally overnight, I felt a complete difference. So I took eggs out, I stopped eating eggs, and I woke up like the next couple of days after taking eggs out of my diet, and my skin, it looked like I had an allergic reaction to something. Like, my skin was very rashy, itchy. I had bumps everywhere, like forehead, like they were small bumps. And I'm like, whoa, I had never, because during the keto diet, having a high fat diet, my skin was flawless and my hair was flawless. And so to literally take meat out of my diet and take eggs out, and for my skin to really kind of like blow up like that, I was really shocked. So, I did my research, and I started following a lot of YouTubers and Instagrammers to see if they had experienced something similar. And I did see a lot of people saying that, once you go vegan or plant-based, your body will detox, and you will have certain, you will like experience acne, or you will just feel a little sick or down because your body is ridding of all the toxins from eating meat for years and years. So I just took it as that my body was detoxing, and I just kind of let it go. So moving on a couple months into, I would say 3 or 4 months into eating plant-based, I still didn't feel good. I'll be completely honest. I was really trying to push this thing and make it work for me because I wanted to. Like, I had gave up meat. I had opened up to my audience about being plant-based. I was really, consumed, and I would say obsessed with the lifestyle because I watched all these videos, What the Health, Earthlings. I followed all these vegan YouTubers who looked like they were thriving and very healthy and smiling all the time and running on the beach. I'm like, wow, that is really inspiring or inspirational. So I wanted the plant-based diet to work for me as well. So, but it just wasn't. So 3-4 months into it, I'm still trying. I'm losing weight. I'm trying to gain weight because I work out. I wanted to look a certain way. And no matter what I ate, I just could not seem to gain weight. And so, which is crazy because a lot of vegans, they do gain weight because of all the carbs. But because I started to experience like bad digestion, so every time I ate rice or I ate a smoothie full of fruit, my stomach would hurt really bad. It's almost like the food was getting stuck in my stomach, and I was still having bowel movements, but it's like I still had food stuck in my stomach. And it was the most uncomfortable feeling ever. And so I knew something was wrong. So, hold on, let me look at my notes. Okay. So the things that I did eat on this plant-based diet was fruits, nuts and seeds, all the vegetables. I'm saying broccoli, bok choy, carrots, onions, mushrooms, like literally things that I did not eat growing up as a child, or even before in my early adulthood. I just literally would say no onions or no mushrooms. I was eating all these things on a plant-based diet. I was taking my supplements, B12, vitamin D. I worked out faithfully every day. And so the things that I did not eat were tofu. I didn't eat a lot of beans. Every now and then I would, but so pretty much that's the only things I didn't eat. And I didn't consume a lot of sugar or faux meat. So maybe on a special occasion, my husband and I would buy the Beyond Meat packages or the sausages, and we would kind of eat that every now and then, but it wasn't a daily thing. For the most part, our meals were potatoes, cabbage. I can't even think of everything right now, but it was literally healthy whole foods from the earth. And I still wasn't feeling the greatest. So one thing that I did notice, every morning I would have a fruit smoothie, and that would consist of spinach, banana, a little bit of strawberry, maybe some vegan protein powder, and almond milk. And I noticed after I had that smoothie, my face would itch. And I'm like, okay, what is going on? I'm eating all the good stuff. Why is my face itching? And so I did my research, and I found out that, okay, maybe I'm consuming too much sugar. Maybe too much fructose is fruit. I'm like, maybe it's just too much for my body to handle. Maybe the fiber is too much for my stomach. So I'm like, maybe you should take out fruit. So at this point, I'm like, wow, okay, I've taken out meat. I don't eat dairy. I don't eat eggs. Now I can't eat fruit. So what is there left to eat? Carbs, which would be like potatoes, rice, pasta, and vegetables. And so I started to eat that way, and I took out fruit completely. And my stomach my digestion still was messed up. So I'm doing all this research, and I'm trying to find out what it could be. What am I doing wrong? Like, I'm literally following not the same, but very similar meals that a lot of big or popular vegan YouTubers were following. So I'm like, they're eating this way, and I know everybody is different, but I just knew that it was affecting me in a different way, and I wanted to get to the bottom of it. So I'm eating just vegetables pretty much. I'm eating just like rice and potatoes, and I'm still experiencing this pain in my stomach and my digestion. So come to find out, I have leaky gut. So that pretty much, I have holes in my intestinal lining. So all the food that I was eating wasn't getting fully broken down or digested, and it was seeping out into these small holes into my intestines, and which really was making me sick. So I developed a nutrient deficiency because I wasn't getting all the nutrients from the food I was eating. And no matter how many vegetables I ate, I still wasn't able to receive the nutrients because of the leaky gut. So, at this point, I'm like, what do I do? Like, do I take out vegetables now? Do I take out pasta and rice? What is there going to be left to eat? Air? Like, it was just such a frustrating and discouraging time. But I was so passionate, and I really wanted to keep this lifestyle. I didn't want to go back to eating meat. I had developed this compassion for animals because they don't really have a voice to speak up. Nobody wants to be tortured or killed or murdered, or nobody wants that. So I had developed this compassion for animals, and I didn't want to eat them, and I didn't want to eat anything from them. So the thought to even go back to meat wasn't a thought. I just really was still going to figure out what was wrong with my body. So I tried everything. I started to take different supplements, and I took out things, and I started to eat more fermented foods like kimchi, and I really tried to do everything that I knew of, that I researched, to be able to help me. It wasn't until fast forward, like towards the 10th or 11th month of being plant-based, where my husband started to complain about being cold all the time. And I noticed that his body, I would touch him and he would be cold, and I was a little cold too, but I really didn't think anything of it. But he started to complain about being cold, and I was just like, that's really weird. And then my left eye started to twitch a lot, and it would be really twitchy, and I'm like, that was so annoying. I'm like, why is my eye twitching? So I researched, like I always do, and I found out that I had a magnesium deficiency, and that he had an iron deficiency, and all these deficiencies start coming up, and it was drastic towards the 10th month, because my eyelashes, like my real eyelashes, started to fall out of my eyes. I had like a patch, my hair was thinning, and I knew like my edges were thinning, and I've always had full edges. So the fact that my edges were thinning was really a red flag to me, and my eyelashes came out. And then to top everything off, to put the cherry on top of the cake, my pinky nail on my finger came off. Like, it literally started to peel or lift off of my finger. So after continuously doing research, my body was not receiving any nutrients at this point. I was falling apart before my very eyes. Like, I remember FaceTiming my sister, and she was just like, you can slow down. She was referring to me working out because I was losing so much weight. My eyes were sunken in. My chest was like really like emaciated. My sunk was oh God, what am I trying to say? I was skinny, okay? I was really skinny, and some of you, or some of my followers on Instagram, kind of mentioned that I look different in the face. And I really didn't want to accept it, but I knew that I didn't feel great. I didn't look good. And my husband was starting to suffer as well, because, he was also, I know I didn't mention that, but he also was on the plant-based journey with me. And we saw our health declining like quickly. And I'll be honest, we were not able to see a doctor within the past year. I wish we could have, but we just couldn't. But even outside of seeing a doctor, or I knew, when something was wrong. When your body is, when you're not feeling good. So even if we've never saw a doctor, we were falling apart, looking at each other like falling apart. So he looked at me, I looked at him, and we just had to really come to a conclusion. Like, do we want to keep this thing going? Yes, we love the animals. Yes, we want to cut back on buying leather, and we don't want to purchase any products that test on animals. We were really fully committed to the lifestyle, but we were suffering. We were suffering internally. So we had to make a decision that we couldn't move on any further, and it was very difficult. And I can go into another video because this video is already very long. I can talk about the foods that we eat now and how we maintain our health now and what we did to get our health back. But I will say this, that I feel the best that I felt in a very long time. And the things that I eat now, the things that I do now really have helped me bounce back from losing my hair, losing my nails, and and just being really sick and eye twitchy. Like, I don't have any of those issues anymore. And I mean, I feel great and I feel amazing. And I don't want to discourage anyone from trying out plant-based or even cutting out meat here and there, because I feel like it's a great thing to do to detox from eating meat all the time, or just to detox from sugar. I feel like it's so necessary. But it just didn't work, unfortunately, for me and my husband. And I mean, that's just the reality of it. Everybody's body and body is different, and it reacts to different diets in a different way. So I'll conclude the video here, guys. I know it's already really long. I may have to break it up. But thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. And if you would like me to do a follow-up video, including my husband, so he can maybe talk about his journey, I can totally do that as well. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.